Greetings from surviving the 80s. And this morning I had my heart set on a blueberry kuchen. And so when I went to decide to make it, I discovered I really didn't have enough blueberries. But I was committed. And so you're going to see what I did with my blueberry kuchen since I didn't have enough blueberries. And what I have here is the first step to it. But I was supposed to have 16 ounces of blueberries. I had 6 ounces. So I thought, what can I do to put with it? Well, all I had was applesauce. If I'd had any of my peaches left, it would have been very, very good. But I had applesauce, so I put some cinnamon in it. I put the blueberries in it. And I'll read the recipe and I'll tell you what I did. Okay, I made the crust. It's just a butter and flour pat-in crust. And the recipe called for 1.5 cups. 1.5 cups is too much, I found out. 1 cup is plenty. 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, and a cube of butter. You want a whole cube. You put that and cut it up, put it in your pan, and then just pat it around. Don't roll it out or anything like that. You just put it in. And then on top of that, you put in it's supposed to be 16 ounces of blueberries, and then 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, and what I had was a frozen lemon and a tablespoon of lemon zest. Well, I grated off, and you can't see it, but I grated off most of it, not all of it, of the lemon zest when it was frozen into my blueberries and apples. And then I waited a bit and I took a tablespoon of the lemon juice out, put that in there, and then I have baked it for 15 minutes. And this is where you see it at that point. Then I measured out approximately 1/2 cup of sour cream and 2 of my egg yolks. Well, not mine, my chicken's egg yolks. And so I'm going to put that on top. I'm going to bake it another I'm going to bake it about 1/2 hour now. Probably not that long, 25 minutes to 1/2 hour. I'll probably do 25 at the most. And I'm going to put this on, and then it's going to be a blueberry kuchen. And it's organic sour cream. That's really important. Okay, I'm just putting this on. Ooh, most of it. I think some might have gone on me and the counter. Okay, and you want to just make sure it goes to all the edges. Okay, and because I've got applesauce in here and not true blueberries, I'm not sure if it'll take that time. It might take less time. And my pan is warm. Okay, this will be a 2-part because I'll show you when it comes out of the oven in 25 minutes. And that's at 350. Now, the crust baked at 400, but the filling, now when you put it back, you want it at 350. Now, I'm going to tell you, you want to make sure when you use sour cream, butter, whipped cream, any of the product, even the fat meat that's fat, you want it to really be organic, because that's where all the herbicides and the pesticides, the hormones and the everything else settles. And believe it or not, you and I probably have DDT in our fat and other things. So make sure that it is organic. Okay, and then the other thing, Tom and I were talking about margarine this morning. And I bet, or I think, that most of you can't remember that when it first came out, it was white. And I even think it came in a slab, and I think you cut it up. Maybe not. Now that I can't quite remember, but I really think it did, because I can remember the whole thing in a bowl, and then they sent you some powder, and it was the dye, the yellow dye, the artificial yellow dye in a powdered form, and you sprinkled it on top and you stirred it until it turned butter yellow. And we were told how good it would be. The only thing is, we had eaten real butter for a long time, but we did use it occasionally, and I'm ashamed to say that, because I suppose we thought it was still good, but and we only used it when the cow went dry, and if we needed extra butter, then we could make. My mom fed a lot of people, and so that's what we did. And it's a counterfeit. It's just not the real thing, and it's not healthy. And our bodies, we had a doctor stay with us, and the doctor said and he had studied a lot of the chemical parts of medicine, and he said our bodies just don't know what to do with that chemical. And he said it can stay around for a couple of weeks before we really can digest it and get it all out, because it's not right. And if you want to know a counterfeit, you don't study the counterfeit, you study the real thing. You study the real thing until you know it inside out. And when you know the real thing, you'll be able to tell a counterfeit. So that's how you do it. So I'll see you back, and then, oh, on the filling, wait just a minute, I forgot to tell you something important, and maybe, okay, I'm going to go back, because I can't remember how much I told you, but on the filling with the blueberries and the applesauce, the recipe called for 1/3 cup of sugar. I put in 2 tablespoons because I'm trying to cut the sugar. So I want to see if that's right. Plus that lemon juice and the lemon zest, it called for 1/3 cup of sugar. Okay, and then on the sour cream, what you saw, I had, and I told you that, the 2 egg yolks mixed in, no sugar in that. So that's what it is. And like I say, we'll see you when it's done. I hope it turns out, because I've never had to substitute applesauce for blueberries. So, okay, I'll let you go. We'll see you for a blueberry applesauce kuchen.